Alright, in today's video we're going to be talking about fashion trends, pickups, or things that I stopped buying and things that I've kind of completely lost interest in this year, 2021. It's your boy Keezy. It ain't easy being Keezy. Let's get it. Alright, so first trend or piece that I stopped buying and I kind of put it on pause at the moment has got to be double knees. Yeah, and I think some people would be like, workwear, I don't buy workwear no more. And like, nah, I still love workwear, like even if I'm not working in it. I mean I don't work in a factory anymore, so I probably wouldn't be actually working in my workwear, but the double knee thing, like I personally think it's hard to come by a pair of double knees that actually look good, and that was the reason why I made my first pair of raw denim into a double knee, because I tried to make a pair of denim that I felt that wasn't supplied on the market, which is like double knee raw denim. Like you don't really see that often, but when it comes to like the canvas double knees and whatnot, I think my experience buying into it was just kind of trash. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't buying the gallery department stuff or like buying the remade, the rework, the flares, and I never got into the trend because I saw it and I was like, I don't know if it's necessarily for me, with like the double knees kind of ripped off and that whole look, and I skipped on that. So then I still liked the double knee look, so I went to like my local surplus store and I ended up buying just the Carhartts. And come to find out, I didn't really like, I put them up against my legs and then I bought them, I brought them home, and then I tried it on and I'm like, bruh, yo, these are massive. like why are they so big? And then it just sat here, and then I never wore it. And then I always told myself in the back of my head, I don't know if you guys do this or if it's relatable, I told myself, oh, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna return them. I'm not gonna return them because I'm gonna bring them somewhere. I'm gonna tailor it up. Like I'm gonna bring it to Eldo's out in San Ho. I'm gonna have her tailor it up and whatever, whoop-de-wop. And I never got around to it. In fact, I have a lot of personal projects, like tailoring personal projects, that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that to it, this and that, woo woo. And then when it comes down to it, is like I never got around to it, never did it. And then I also never found another brand or someone that reworked a pair that did it in a way where I was like, all right, cool, like that's smooth, like I'll buy into that, you know. So I mean, I'm stuck in between rock and a hard place, so I kind of gave up. I was just like, bruh. And also there's like so many people wearing it, and I just saw it everywhere. Maybe if I happen to make another raw double knee myself out of like indigo, that might be more passable for myself personally, and maybe other people might like that too. But just the trend in general, and then I was just kind of skipping on it. Maybe I'll come back to it within another year or two, something like that. I don't know. Let's move on. Anyway, so second thing I stopped buying was also Detroit jackets. Yeah, Detroit jackets. Not Eisenhower's, which I don't know if like by definition like the Dickies Eisenhower and the Detroit jacket is like completely different as far as like the construction and how it's made and whatnot. I kind of put them in the same category because of its shape and things like that, but I really love the Dickies Eisenhower over the Detroit, the Carhartt Detroit jackets. And arguably the Detroit jackets are warmer than the Eisenhowers, but I think for aesthetic purposes, I think the Dickies Eisenhower looks better and keeps its shape better than a Detroit Carhartt jacket. Hopefully I said that correctly. So like I've invested more money into buying more of the Eisenhowers instead. Like, go figure. You're probably like, bro, I already knew that. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But the Carhartts, the Detroit ones, I think over time, yeah, people like them distressed and whatnot. Like, but I don't really like it like that. They kind of like flare a little bit, and then they lose its shape. Even though in the beginning it's like very stiff and it looks really good, but then the collar starts to they start to bend as if it's like a, I don't even know. It's like a shriveled banana. I don't even know how to describe it. It just doesn't look good. Like it doesn't. I like when you zip it up like this and it looks like that, and then if you zip it down, it keeps its thing. Also, the Carhartt is more expensive. And what happened is that I bought the black one. I was like, this is dope. I'm gonna buy more. which is it's just a thing I do. I don't know if that's relatable or not, but once I buy into something, I find it and I like it, I end up buying a whole bunch. So I bought the black one, and I bought the brown one, and then I bought the beige one. Or is it beige or khaki or some shit? And then by then, I think they make like one other or two other colors, and they make other styles, and then you got Carhartt Whip and all those other kind of things. And then I'm like, bro, like, I don't need this many jackets of this. Like, I think I'd rather stick with the Dickies in or any other comparable brand to the Dickies, like maybe some of the higher end stuff. Maybe even if Prada ends up dropping that jacket that Frank Ocean wore. I know I mentioned that in a different video. That literally looks like a Dickies to me, except it's like more like better materials maybe. Anyways, that aside, I was like, I'd rather do that than to buy the Carhartt Detroits, because it's like, I don't know. Also, every time I go to like a vintage event, like every stall, it's like a starter pack for every stall to have a distressed Carhartt jacket. You know what I'm talking about? Ones that look like these with the cement background, which by the way, they look fire. They look great. But as I kept seeing it, I was just kind of like, I might take 2 steps back on that one. You know, I'll stick to the brand that I like. Come back to this when I can. You know. So granted, shorts, long socks, and some kind of shoe. This particular look right here, I don't know where I'm gonna grab these photos. I'm gonna go through search and just show you a whole bunch of photos. But this look of like a t-shirt and then the shorts and then the socks, like this is probably the most prominent like summer fashion look. I can't lie, I actually like the look. But I stopped buying into it because I just personally, I couldn't find shorts and long socks that looked good on me. I think I might have tried like 6 different brands of shorts. Can I name all the brands off the top of my head? No. So one of those situations, well, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's one of those situations, like, you ever bought something, you know what I mean? And then like you bring it home and then you like look in the mirror and you're just like, I'm not going out like this, hell no. And I haven't reached that moment where I can put some type of short on besides like really baggy camo shorts that go past my knees, or like basketball shorts that look like Wiz Khalifa in 2009, that I personally feel acceptable to walk out the door. Plus, I ain't wearing shorts unless it's 95 plus anyway. I'm usually wearing long pants and covering up, so I don't get like a farmer's tan, you know what I mean? But anyways, I've yet to find that safe spot of shorts with long socks that I feel is comfortable for me. And until I find that, I've kind of given up, kind of. So more surprisingly, I'm actually gonna bring up Evisu. I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I think the bigger reason as to why I kind of stopped buying Evisu is it's not because look at this, a brand new pair that I didn't even open up. In fact, this is like another size. I stopped buying it so frequently because I feel like I've reached a point with the brand that I don't need any more right now, unless they come out with like the perfect pair. And this is so granular that I don't think some people will like. They'll be like, what are you talking about? So I think the perfect pair of Evisus has this goal on the back, but it maybe is around a 14 or a 14.5 ounce denim, probably raw indigo, selvaged. And it's just like the regular 5 pocket, maybe more similar to some of the other raw denim brands that are out there. But this is the wrong weight, and I actually didn't know that. And this is kind of a little bit too light, which is usable in certain scenarios, but it's not perfect, right? And I think it's one of those rabbit holes of fashion that not a lot of people can relate to. Maybe not with the Evisu, they could probably relate to it in other brand names, but it's one of those rabbit holes. Like, you ever bought something and then like it's never enough, and it's never good enough because it has to be like a certain way, and you're like waiting for the brand to make it, and it's just like years go by and they like never do it. And then when they do, it's like it's off. Like, yeah, this is perfect, but it's not the best. It's not the perfect weight. Like, it should be a different weight. It should be, in my opinion. Maybe 2022 or 2025 or something like that. It'll be done right, and I can buy back into it. So you'll probably see me make a video about it or something. Okay, so I ended up getting way more DMs than I thought about the Nike by You patent leather Air Force Ones. And I think a lot of people were surprised. They're like, bro, where are your pairs at? Because, like, you guys see me preach, obviously, the patent leather Babestas and all those kind of things. And obviously buying into a lot of Air Force Ones, which is practically the same thing. And then when Nike by You announced that, oh, we're doing the IDs and you can make them patent leather. And then also, I believe the actual regular leather pairs that they made it looked like a better leather. I was seeing some people that got their shit done. I'm like, oh, okay, that shit look hard, right? But this is what happened, bro, and this is why I gave up. I didn't buy it, because every time I log into my Nike account, I don't know why, it's not in a different language, it's in a different currency, and it's also in a different sizing. Like UK sizing for whatever reason. I tried to look up how to change it. I couldn't change it. Maybe I'm bringing up this topic because whoever's watching this right now, if you can tell me how to fix that, then I would have bought it. And that happened every time. And on top of that happening every time that I logged in, I got fed up with that. And every time I logged in, because I had like a list. Patreon knows, my own Patreon, you guys knew how many shoes that I designed, like damn near 25 or 20 shoes, where I'm like, I'm gonna buy these. I'm literally gonna buy these. And I didn't buy it because every time I also logged in, it sold out every time. It sold out every time. So I literally took Babesta colorways and I put them on Nike by You, and I was gonna make them like all colorful and, like, you know, I was gonna literally be freaking PG Nose. You guys seen PG Nose? On Instagram, PG Nose he damn near got 37 pairs. Bro got 37 pairs of the goddamn the Nike by Yous. Oh, I wanted to be him, but I couldn't be. I wanted to be, but I gave up. I was like, this is whatever. Now it's on a list on my video talking about trends I don't buy into anymore. So that's the answer. That's what happened for all the people that had asked. That's what happened with the Nike by You situation. Kind of pissed about it, honestly. Yeah, but hopefully they'll do it again, which will be a long time from now. Okay, so I got one last one for you guys that I stopped buying into, actually more than a year now, I think, but and that's gonna be Snapbacks. And I've dived really heavy into buying fitteds, and I think as well as many others. In fact, I don't even know how like this whole fitted trend became such a crazy trend. Like, as far as I heard, shout out to Express Different. He told me out in New York, y'all be lining up for the fitteds. Bro, if there's a line at Hat Club, I'm not going inside. As far as actual snapbacks go, I haven't found another brand that is making one that I want to buy into. And also the shaping from actual New Era on their snapbacks, I think the shaping is terrible for someone that has the head size that I have. So I just kind of gave up on buying those. And I used to have let me show you right here. So I bought into a lot of snapbacks in my time, you know what I mean? And just like, bro, like some of these are actual samples of stuff that I made in the past. Just like old brands and whatnot, minor league Japanese baseball hat stuff that I've made. Keezy Productions. This is like when I first started my channel. Like, these are all snaps, dude. These are all snaps. This is one of my first brands. At that time of me buying into a lot of snapbacks, since a lot of the brands weren't working for me, I had to make them myself. I just went out and I was like, man, forget this. I'm gonna make my own paneling. I'm gonna make my own shape. And that's kind of how like Haven Court has also formed into a brand too. I completely deconstructed and made a whole new pattern for actual fitteds themselves, so then they fit better and they have a more classic fit to what 5950 used to be. And I try to like match that up as perfectly as I can. And I think that's maybe why a lot of people have gravitated towards it. But I was trying to do the same thing for, you know, actual fitteds themselves. And I was also used to rock these snapbacks for a while too. But you know, I kind of grew out of it right now, and you know, I'll eventually come back to it. But I stopped spending money on it because if it's like, you know, it's just one of those things. If you're not wearing it right now, then bro, you don't need to spend dollars on that right now. And this is not even half. This is a lot of hats that I've gone through that I get very picky and I get very particular of like what works and what doesn't work until I finally find that thing. But you know, as it stands with snapbacks right now, nah, I don't need them right now, you know. All right, so closing this video out, I don't really have too many other things I haven't necessarily been buying or stopped buying within this year, but I'm sure I'll have like an updated list video within a year or so, give or take. But I'd like to know what you guys stopped buying throughout, you know, this year or so. What is something that you bought into and you're like, man, I shouldn't have spent all that money. You know, I should have been spending my money over here because I realized this. You know, I don't know if this is the relatable part, but hopefully it is in the comments. But again, like I mentioned before, when I buy something and I like it, I go all in. I'm like, bruh, how did I not find out about this before? You know, and then I end up with all these things, and then I start to realize, maybe that wasn't necessarily, you know, what I thought it was, or maybe I'm chasing something that's like not possible. I'm chasing something that like I'm waiting for a brand to produce something because I think it's perfect for me, and is, you know, that waiting game is like, what? I might as well give up. You know what I mean? you gonna wait for forever for that, you know? But anyways, it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys stopped buying, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.